Well, as crime climbs in big cities across the country, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is blaming the police, not the accused criminals. After the NYPD arrested 12 shoplifters for stealing diapers and other household items, she tweeted, "It's much easier to frame people who steal baby formula and medicine as monsters to be jailed than acknowledge our politics and economic priorities create conditions where people steal baby formula to survive." And in California, embattled Los Angeles County District Attorney George Gascon announcing revisions to one of his most controversial soft-on-crime policies that banned prosecutors from seeking life sentences and filing cases against minor offenders in adult court. Now, he says, a new committee would review cases involving minors accused of murder and other violent crimes to possibly move the cases to adult court. Yeah, you know, Tyrus, I have to go to you. What are your thoughts on AOC slamming the police?
I have one thing to say about AOC. Who voted for this individual? That's it. Back to you.
I mean, I'll tell you, her tweet itself was quite wordy. But what do you make of it, the fact that, you know, when you have people who are committing crimes, theft, and their theft ultimately does rise prices for other people who are going in to buy these exact same items, baby formula? You know, what is it when she doesn't talk about the fact that there is a crime being committed and the consequences of that?
Well, that's because she doesn't live in the really real world, and there's no consequences in the woke agenda and socialism. There's no consequences. And here's the thing. The people who are stealing it, they're not stealing it because they got children at home. They're stealing it because they're selling it. They're stealing as much as they can in mass quantities, and they're going to bodegas and online and eBay and Facebook, and they're selling it. So she's 100%, again, who voted for this individual? Back to you.
Well, someone who does live in the real world, Jackie does, I can tell you that. And crime in New York City through February 13 is up 46% from 2021. Jackie, talk to us about what you're seeing with crime in New York City.
It's been brutal, Nicole. And just to make a point on AOC, you know, I don't know why she would think that people are stealing the baby formula because they need it. The Democrats are giving everybody money for everything. They should be able to just go out and buy it. I think Tyrus makes a good point about that. But with respect to what I've been seeing on the ground here, I have watched this city crumble in the last 2 years, and I've been out since day one of the pandemic watching this happen. It's actually gotten worse since Eric Adams has come in my opinion, with respect to the things that I've seen. I have stories of friends telling me that they've been punched on the subway, needing stitches. Nobody wants to go down there. I was walking near Central Park the other day, and a homeless man exposed himself to me and told me to have a nice day. This is the kind of thing that you're seeing all the time. You've got homeless, mentally ill. People are scared. They're not going to come back to work here unless somebody cleans up the streets. And I think Eric Adams wants to do it, but he can't do it alone. So he's got a district attorney, Alvin Bragg, that's in his way. And I think when the New York governor's race comes up, it's going to be a big issue because the governor has the power to remove that person and help with this situation. It's the only way to get things back up and running.
Well, Raymond, you know, they continue to say, well, these are minor offenses. And then we'll throw up this mugshot. This gentleman, James Langdon, was arrested 3 times in a 24-hour period. But how do we keep letting this happen? And what will this lead to if we can continue to shut away or, you know, turn a blind eye to these, quote unquote, lesser crimes?
Well, Jackie just nailed it. The DAs across the country are the heart of the problem. They are failing to prosecute these crimes. And when you say, coming into office, as George Gascon has in L.A., I will not prosecute these lower offenses. If you shoplift, it's okay. I'm going to look the other way. We don't want mass incarceration. Guess what you get? Metastasized crime. That's why you have Walgreens shutting down in California, and then you go back to New York. Again, a DA looking the other way for these petty crimes. Meanwhile, you have neighborhoods without Rite Aids, on the Upper East Side, Rite Aids on 8th Avenue closing down. These are major lifelines for people in these communities. And it's not just, oh, AOC, you know, they're Jean Valjean stealing a piece of bread. They're taking things to fence on the street. And when you protect criminality, you get more of it. So we've got to look to these DAs, and those races should be closely watched by the voters.
Well, the true repercussions, I believe, will really come with time.
Yep.
That's
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.